This month, Coach Briscoe turns 5, so I'm dedicating this week's video to 5 really honest truths that I have learned over the last 5 years of running my business. So I think the first one is that nobody ever really tells you the truth. And I find I've coached a lot of athletes, so in that we've dealt with a lot of inquiries, and it reminds me a lot of Facebook Marketplace, where someone's like, I'm interested in coaching, and please tell me more information. And then you send them the information and they just gone. It's like, hello. And also when, I don't know if it's deliberate or not, perhaps it isn't, but the reasons you get for why people decide they don't want to begin coaching are wild. Like, we've probably had every possible reason. It's like the dog ate my homework.
Yeah.
That's literally the reason
some are
why.
valid.
I'm sure some are valid, and then some less valid. In the same point that people rarely tell you the truth, one thing I didn't know I was getting into when I started online coaching is that I'm just as much a psychologist as I am a coach. And often it's not really about me coaching an athlete to get a skill in the sense of giving them the drills and the strength and all of the content, but it's working with their psyche to understand or help them understand why they're here, why they actually want to do it, and what things they need to change in their lives so that their goals align with their habits. My second point, I like this one. So it is, awesomeness is never made by one bold gesture, but it's made up of tiny habits that accumulate over time. So again, I think some people think that if they come on board with coaching and they commit to a 12-week or a 16-week program, that automatically gets them results. And it's really not the case. It's obviously a brilliant first step, but it's the athletes who understand that it's the small daily progressions and actionable things that over time make the difference. And it's rarely the athletes who go all in for a period of time and then all out that see the results, but it's the athletes that come into the program and are generally consistent over their time with me and then continue to be generally consistent afterwards. They're the athletes that go on and achieve great things. So my longest standing and most successful athletes, they, if you look back, have periods of inconsistencies, which is fine because overall it's balanced by a lot of consistency. Whereas some athletes that come in just red hot and they do absolutely everything perfectly, but it's really unsustainable, and they then leave, or they finish, or they can't even finish the program that they've signed up for because it was too much for them. And they're the athletes that drop off, and when they look back in 12 months, nothing's really changed for them.
Yeah, so you sort of call them something, don't you?
Yes, I call these popcorn athletes, the ones that are red hot and then they disappear, whereas my consistent ones over time are who get the results. And it's not just with athletes that I'm noticing this, but it's in the business as well. Over our 5 years, we've hired different coaches, we've done so many different experimental strategies to grow the business and to be in front of more people and reach more people. And some of them have been very successful, and that's why we're still here, and some of them have been disastrous. But it's not actually any grand thing that we've done that has made a huge difference. It's always writing good content and writing the emails and responding to messages, and it's the boring, monotonous things that we have to do every single day as a business that have meant that Coach Briscoe has stayed successful for 5 years. And it's the same with the athletes. And I think it's the same with all things in life, to be honest. And it's what I'm really starting to notice as a ripe 30-year-old that...
Hey, we're not 30 yet.
Not yet, 29. Small things done well over time is where you see the biggest margins. Mm-hmm. So point number 3 actually came to me from a conversation I was having with a good friend on a walk, where she was talking about personality types and different people in her life where their biggest advantages as a person were also their biggest disadvantages. And the more I thought about this, the more I realized this actually really applies to our business. So for me, the biggest advantages, and it's why I always shout about being self-employed and moving online, is that I have complete flexibility and autonomy over my schedule. We have the capacity to travel wherever we want in the world and keep the business running, and we're not restricted by 21 days of annual leave or anything like that. And those are the reasons that I don't think I would ever be officially employed again. However, they're also the biggest cruxes in the business as well, because whilst we do have the capacity to travel far and wide and work any hour under the sun, it often means that whilst we're traveling far and wide, we are working every hour under the sun. And over the last 5 years, I can only truly remember one full week which I haven't done a single piece of work for, and that was my wedding. And leading into the wedding, the amount of work I had to do in preparation to take that week off, and was making sure all of my athletes were aware that between these 2 dates I wasn't going to be responding to messages. It almost wasn't worth it in terms of the workload going into it, and then the backlog of coming out the other end of it was crazy. So
within those within that week and a bit, we then had to upstart all the leads,
it was crazy.
Respond to all the messages, get back up to everyone's video reviews.
It was far more than a missed week's worth of work either side to allow us to have that week off. And I think that's what we've realised as well. Sometimes when we go away and we try and take a few days actually completely off, it's almost not worth it because the backlog the other side is just immense. So we're often camping and on our laptops or in airport terminals trying to keep on top of things so that when we land in our destination, we have a bit of free time. And this isn't a woe is me story, because obviously this is our choice and we want to travel far and wide and work, but holidays aren't really relaxing anymore. There's a lot of timetabling involved to make them work for us. Okay, so number 4 is that my biggest fear within coaching is that I really worry about my own athletic performance, and I second guess a lot of things that I'm not good enough as an athlete, therefore I can't possibly coach someone else to do it. And my 4th lesson is understanding that my own struggles and difficulties within the gym is actually why I'm such a good coach. And I think this first got really highlighted to me when an athlete inquired. She came from a local gym to where I work from, and I actually know the coach that coached her, and he is phenomenal. He's a very high standard athlete himself. He's brilliant at what he does. And when she came to inquire with me, I instantly asked her, why are you coming to me opposed to the coach in your gym who is really, really good? And her response was, well, he's almost so good that he doesn't understand the struggles that I'm facing, whereas I've seen you go through this whole process fairly recently, so I know that you're going to be able to relate to me and help me to gain the skills. And that made me really realize and internalize that the fact I struggle so much within the gym and I literally have the athletic capacity of a potato is why I can help people, because when someone struggled with something, it's like, me too. Here's how I help myself, therefore here's how I've helped this many people before you, and therefore here is how I'm going to help you. So I think it's just allowing myself to have the athletic capacity as a potato, and it's okay.
Hey, I mean, you're a pretty good potato now.
I am. Do you know what? I'm only half good at CrossFit because I work so hard.
I will give you that.
It's
the effort, and I always joke, if you had my athletic ability
I
and
know.
your mindset,
It'd be so good.
go to the games, buddy.
It'd be so good. So, so good. I always hold that quote at heart, which is hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. I'm like, yes, that's me. I'm the hard work, not the talent. So within this point as well, there's been several instances within the last couple of years where I've had to take a significant period of time away from structured training. One time I got hit by a car, big ordeal. Recently, I've been diagnosed with diabetes, and that's been a huge thing to adjust to. And in both of those instances, I feel like I've had to go back to square one with my training. And every time I go back to the start, I've always had this fear of, oh my gosh, I'm only lifting this amount of weight, or I'm only doing gymnastics in really small reps. And some of the athletes I coach are far ahead of me right now. How do I possibly coach them if I've now gone back to square one? But again, I'm realizing more and more that this process of going back to the beginning, refining, building yourself up, and also being completely okay with life events that you can't control is all part of the reason that my coaching is shaped in the way that it is, and that I can relate to athletes when they also have health complications or unfortunate life events that mean they too also have to go back several stages and build themselves back up again. Okay, my final point is that I now really know that I do not have to try and be an influencer to be successful. And there is a big difference between having good, presence on social media so I can get in front of athletes who I might want to coach in the future and being an influencer. And I think I thought they were combined, and for me to be able to get in front of more people and talk to more people and try and connect with more people that I might want to coach, I had to turn into an influencer and follow trending reels and use trending audio and talk about what I was wearing and film what I ate in a day. And it's exhausting because it's absolutely not what I want to do at all. I've got nothing against influencers, but me thinking of myself as one is really cringy. So now I finally got this separation of I can have social media presence as a coach, and that doesn't mean I have to try and influence in that sense. It's great. It's very relaxing.
How many supplement companies or
so many
people have reached out, and you've done a couple?
I have, yeah. My inbox is always one a week of a new clothing brand or a supplement company or somebody who wants to connect and for me to promote their products. And initially when I first started getting following on Instagram, I was so excited. I was like, oh my gosh, let's just say yes to everything because that's so cool. Whereas I think I've only actually collaborated with 2 brands because I've realized that that's not what I need to be doing as a coach in order to be a better coach. Although there was this time where I still have to do content and I still have to film and I still have to go out in public and take pictures and do things. And I wanted to do some lifestyle shots so that I had some non-gym pictures to use on my social media posts. And I thought one great scenario would be to go into a cafe, set my laptop off and get some pictures there. So we went into a cafe, we got the laptop out, my friend was there, she had a camera, and a couple of the staff members came up to me and they were like, I'm sorry love, but we don't actually allow influencers here. If you want to do a photo shoot, you need to book an influencer shot. Oh. And I died. I was like, I didn't even know what to say. And the response was not, I'm not an influencer, because that obviously wasn't going to help the situation either. But it was mortifying.
Yeah, we just slowly packed up and left.
I don't think I spoke. I think I just shut the laptop down and just left. I was like, oh my gosh. Thank you guys for all of your support over the last 5 years, whether you've been here from the start or whether you're new. I truly appreciate everything. So here's to another 5 years, hopefully. Don't know what it's going to look like, but maybe I'll have some new lessons soon to share with you all.
I don't know what, hopefully I'm in it.
You'll be in it. So thank you guys for all of your support over the last 5 years, whether you have been with me from the start or you're a new addition to the following. I truly appreciate all the support I have on social media, and here's to another 5 years. As some of you know, Andy did join the business last year.
After quitting my PhD.
Yes, it was a big, big life change. So here's to our future. Let's go.
Let's go.
Cabin.